Good day, everyone. Welcome to Agile Leadership Orientation Session, sponsored by Agility Academy. Uh, I'm Sandeep Ranavare. This is one of those weekly sessions wherein we'll do deep dive into various Agile topics. So today we are going to go live, not only on LinkedIn, but on YouTube channel. So feel free to say hi, share your name and place, or quickly introduce yourself. Would love to know. Uh, Another thing, if you have got any questions related to this topic, feel free to pop up those questions either on LinkedIn or on YouTube, and we'll try to answer those questions right now, right here. If not, I'll definitely get back to you. Cool. So let's dive in. Let's see what this all agile leadership is all about. So in today's session, what we are going to do, we are going to look into different aspects of agility. We'll start with introduction to lean and agile values and principles. It's fine if you have got zero experience in agile world. There's definitely something which you can take away from this session. Even if you are a seasoned professional, we'll go beyond typical traditional agility and explore what else is required in the agile landscape. So we'll look into agile, introduction to lean and agile values. Post that we'll look at quite popular agile frameworks such as Scale Agile Framework, SAFe, Scrum, and then we are going to look into PMI Discipline Agile Toolkit uh, as well. After that, we'll explore various agile leadership roles which are currently present in the market, like Scrum Master, Team Lead, Agile Coach, Agile Delivery Manager, so on and so forth. Apart from that, what we are going to explore further is we'll find out if you want to step into one of those roles or probably advance your career and move from agile coach role into senior agile coach role, or probably team lead role into agile delivery manager. What kind of skills are required, what kind of things you need to learn. So we'll explore some aspects with regard to learning opportunities, and then we'll end this session with understanding what's next you can explore. So let's dig in. First thing which comes to anyone's mind when we talk about agile is that there is a new this is the something which is happening in the market. Everyone is talking about moving away from traditional ways of working and starting delivering outcomes by adopting better ways of working in terms of agile or agility. So if you go back to the dictionary, agility literally means that ability to move quickly and easily, or perhaps in today's marketplace, whenever we come across various factors which are contributing toward change, whether it's the way customers are demanding different things, or the way market is behaving due to several reasons, or the way competitors are entering from unknown places. It's all about having ability to think, understand quickly, adapt and change the way we react in the marketplace. So that's all about agility. And there are different ways through which you can bring in agility, and that's something which we are going to explore. And as an agile leader, it's quite crucial for you to understand, okay, what are different tools, techniques which are there in the marketplace. So if you go back few centuries back, we'll find out that lean was introduced around 1850s by Whitney, and then throughout last couple of centuries we have seen it has taken momentum with Henry Ford introducing a lot of lean concepts on the assembly line, and then it was made predominantly popular by Taichi Ohno, who is considered as Toyota founding father of Toyota ways of working. So essentially, when we talk about agility, it's not always about agile. We look at lean as well, and quite often you will see that a lot of people are referring lean as well as agile concept when it comes to bringing in agility. So what is this lean, and how, as an agile leader or someone who is working in the complex environment, need to adopt those aspects? Quickly, in 2 minutes, if I want to summarize lean thinking in a nutshell, then probably this is the house of lean which you might want to refer, wherein as a leader, it's your primary focus is that to deliver value at a shortest sustainable lead time without compromising on organizational health, health of the people who are working on the ground. And at the bottom, you can see that for anything to be delivered, foundation is a leadership. So expectation is that leadership is there to support team members, support, everyone who is part of the entire value stream to deliver right outcomes. And while those things are done, those four pillars which you can see here, those four pillars talks about which things needs to be kept in mind while we are achieving that value. So respect for people and culture. Anything can't or everything which you are doing relies on the people who are on the ground. Respect for your customer, building those long-term relationships. Ensuring flow, so moving from projects to products, taking care of anything and everything which might hamper your product delivery and might hamper the flow of the work or value delivery. Creating culture of innovation and always having that problem solving culture where you look at everything as an opportunity to learn and continuously improving. So these are the four things, four pillars which helps you to embed this lean thinking as a leader. Now, when we look into Agile, so Agile has got, Agile Manifesto was written in 2001, which is around 20 years back. And it's essentially nothing but the four values and 12 principles. So let's quickly have a look at this 2-minute video, which will help you understand what this Agile Manifesto is all about and what those values are and why those are quite important in today's world.
So it was 2001, and a group of software visionaries gathered at a ski resort to share their experiences and figure out why so many software projects were failing. This wasn't just about documenting best practices. They knew the industry required a fundamental shift in values, and so the Agile Manifesto was born, a declaration of 4 bold value statements that became the basis of a new approach to software development and would change the industry forever. But what were those 4 values, and why should you care? Let's take a look. But first, it is important to point out that the Agile Manifesto ends by noting that all of the things mentioned are important, just that some things must be prioritized over others. Okay, here we go. Number 1, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. This doesn't mean throw processes and tools out the window. It simply means that a good face-to-face chat should trump rigid workflows and impersonal forms of communication. Number 2, working software over comprehensive documentation. Makes sense, right? But traditional software development often produced extensive documentation before a program was released for initial testing. Some documentation is good, but wouldn't it be better to have the program than a book describing it? Number 3, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Sure, you'll want to start out with some initial guidelines, but instead of locking customers in a cage by defining the exact details of the project before it starts, teams and customers should collaborate to find the best solutions. And finally, number 4, responding to change over following a plan. Nothing ever goes entirely according to plan. So instead of sticking with something that isn't working, it's much more effective to make adjustments as your situation changes. Following the values isn't always easy, but when you build them into your team's processes, customers notice, and the payoff is huge. Which of the Agile values do you think is the most important?
So essentially, whenever anyone is talking about Agile, those are the 4 values and 12 principles. 12 principles are around all those 4 values, and you can find more details by just visiting agilemanifesto.org. Now, knowing just values and principles is not enough, and that's where these Agile frameworks come in picture. So there are several Agile frameworks in the market over last 20 years of my career, and last recently 10 years as a Agile professional. I have used many of those Agile frameworks which are predominantly in the market. But key here is to understand which one to use when and how, because sometimes one size doesn't fit all. So you need to have a better understanding of the context in which teams are working, the goal against which teams are working, and or what kind of environment they are working. But these are the predominantly used Agile frameworks. In case if you want to kickstart your career or want to advance career, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. When we look into different Agile frameworks, this is the timeline. So Agile Manifesto, as I was mentioning earlier, got established 20 years back in 2001. Prior to that, there was extreme programming, through which a lot of pair programming and innovative concepts like TDD, BDD were introduced. Later on, we have seen large-scale Scrum, which is less, DevOps, Kanban for software development, and few years back, Discipline Agile Delivery, which is recently acquired by PMI, and they have come up with a holistic toolkit to deliver, bring in business agility by leveraging different frameworks which are currently in the market. So that's the landscape of different agile frameworks, but all these agile frameworks are on basis of those 4 values and 12 principles which we have seen. Now, when we talk about agility, sometimes certain things can be applied as a lift and shift at a team level. But as you work in a big organization, as you look at bigger challenges and start applying those changes or those bring in those practices at a team of teams level, portfolio, program, or perhaps organizational level, that's where you need to take a different approach. And there are few scaling agile frameworks available in the market. Few of them are quite popular. One of them is Scale Agile framework, or sometimes it's referred as a SAFe. SAFe is predominantly used in an organization or in an environment when you've got 5 to 12 teams who need to work together for a common goal to deliver common solution increment for the customer. And they have a lot of dependencies. So there is need for the alliance, there's a need for the alignment, and there's a need for understanding and managing those dependencies together. There are other frameworks which are currently in the market. My personal experience is that you might want to take a fit for the purpose approach, where based on your organization construct, some groups, some programs might require SAFes, whereas other teams might still live with Scrum or Kanban, and then in some cases you might have core teams who can just apply certain agile principles and practices and come up with their own rules. So let's quickly have a look at Scale Agile framework. So when we talk about Scale Agile framework, it has taken this business approach towards business agility by focusing on 7 core competencies. Predominantly, those competencies which you might have seen worked at team level are team and technical agility, wherein establishing agile teams, having all those 3 roles in picture. Product delivery is embedding customer-centric approach, having those human-centric design thinking practices in place. When you put yourself in customer's shoe, and then you, through empathy mapping, customer interviews, user journey maps, so on and so forth, find out, okay, what's the right problem to solve. Then lean portfolio management talk about how you can align strategic themes or enterprise level direction with the things which needs to be delivered on the ground by the team through portfolio. And then there's a lean agile leadership and other core competencies. So you can find more details about this on Scale Agile framework website. If you want some guidance with regard to which one, where to start your journey, I'm more than happy to support. In my career, I have stood up several release trains or agile program teams and supported various teams to adopt SAFe as a framework. Now, we have looked at lean agile, we have looked at SAFe. Now let's find out what need to happen as an agile professional or an agile leader. Let's say if you don't have that hat like agile coach or scrum master or even product owner, but still you want to apply certain principles of agility, then what should be the approach? Not always you can just apply things as it is in any given organization or even at a team level, because every organization, every team is unique and context counts, and at the end of the day you are there to deliver business outcome. So let's quickly have a look at Discipline Agile Toolkit and how this PMI Discipline Agile Toolkit helps any organization to bring in agility or without getting stuck in particular framework, by making use of best out of each and every framework which is available in the market. So let's have a look at this video.
Discipline Agile is unique. It's not another method. It's not another framework. It's a toolkit, a hybrid of existing Agile strategies that are being brought together, made easy to use so that you can pick the strategies that make sense to you so that you can customize your way of working for your situation.
Your organization very likely has teams in different situations. You'll have small teams, you'll have large teams. You'll have project teams. You'll have non-project teams, maybe a long-standing product team, for example. You'll have teams that face regulatory concerns. Some of these teams will have people working from home. Some will have people working from around the world. The implication is that you need a process toolkit that enables your teams to choose the right way of working for the situation that they face. And this is exactly what Discipline Agile is all about.
Discipline Agile can be used in many different kinds of situations. You can use it on pure Agile projects. You can use it on hybrid projects. We provide a selection of life cycles, lean life cycles, Scrum life cycles, continuous delivery, many different flavors, hundreds of strategies, and we provide you guidance to understand which ones work in which situation. Therefore, it will increase your chances of success. The other great use of Discipline Agile is that if you're struggling with your method or your framework, you can use the toolkit and the strategies inside it to help improve your situation. So start where you are. You don't have to start over again. Whatever you're currently doing, use the toolkit to help you improve your situation.
Discipline Agile is often adopted by organizations that have either undergone a Agile transformation or at least are attempting or struggling with an Agile transformation. And very often an interesting lesson that these organizations have learned is that one process size does not fit all. So they've tried to adopt Scrum across all of their teams or SAFe across all of their teams. And even though these are great frameworks, they don't apply to all situations. Discipline Agile is different because we embrace the idea that teams will work in different ways, and we help you to choose your own way of working, to choose your wow, and in order to tailor your approach to meet the context of the situation that you face.
All right. So, in a nutshell, Discipline Agile is a toolkit which will help you to understand, any challenges which are faced by the team, and based on that particular goal, which approach needs to be taken. So, I'll highly recommend to explore that further if you want to take framework agnostic, uh, situation or goal driven approach towards agility. And if you are a seasoned professional, definitely you are going to find something interesting out of that toolkit. Personally, I have seen it as a holistic approach, where you can find out what makes sense based on the team's maturity and what you want to achieve. Now, so far what we have seen is all about classic agility, or probably a step toward business agility, where lean and agile principles are applied across entire organization beyond IT teams. However, quite often you might have seen that whenever there's agile transformation happening, there is a lot of resistance. And the biggest challenge which is faced by any leader who is working in that environment is how to get everyone onboarded, how to ensure that that change is going to stick. Everyone is part of that change journey. Now, that's where enterprise agility universities, this foundational course and foundational approach comes in picture. When they have taken a different approach, they have looked at it from the neuroscience, psychology, organizational change point of view, and explore different areas of agility, like technical agility, which is typically classic agility or business agility approach, which we have seen. Structural agility, how do you structure teams? How do you have those roles and responsibilities and everything, structures in place? Social agility, what do you ensure that team members are incentivized to share information? There's a high level of visibility of information. And then outcome agility as well as mental agility to prepare them better to tackle with all those exponential changes which might make them nervous, which might make them anxious while embarking on this change. Now, let's quickly have a look at this Enterprise Agility University's approach, and then probably you will be clear about what this is all about.
The way companies manage change has undergone dramatic shifts in recent years. One thing has become clear: human beings are not physiologically prepared for the constant alterations in processes, roles, and ways of working. That's why at Enterprise Agility University, we have developed the most advanced courses to help change consultants from all over the world meet the new needs. Find out today how we can help you succeed. Enterprise Agility University, where science meets organizational change.
So what Enterprise Agility University has done, it has looked into various aspects of change management as well as leadership styles which are required to come up with this or support this business transformation in exponentially changing marketplace. And for the different advanced tools and techniques, particularly one popular technique is communication strategy based on the change pyramid where you are currently residing. If you want to explore further, you can read book Leading Exponential Change by Eric Buller. If you happen to attend one of those enterprise agilities courses, which I'm going to share shortly, anyway, you will have soft copy of this book as well as recording of past Enterprise Agility World Conference sessions. So that's another thing which you might want to explore as an agile leader to ensure that whatever changes which are going to be put in place will stick. People will be onboarded. They won't see this change as something which will, going to threaten their current position, and they might start to resist that change. It will also help you to have system thinking approach towards entire agility or transformation program. Now, when we talk about agile leadership roles, predominantly, sometimes in some organizations, few of those roles which I'm going to share shortly might be considered as a hat. Like someone who is working as a technology manager, engineering manager, is supposed to act as a scrum master, or someone who is already working as a product manager is supposed to act as a scrum master. But in a nutshell, if you want to put different agile leadership roles, predominantly these are the four roles which are currently present in the market. So Scrum Master, which is nothing but a team coach, Agile Delivery Manager or Agile Program Manager. This is a new role which is emerging in the market, where an expectation is that apart from being responsible for the end-to-end delivery, which has got few elements of program management and delivery management, you are supposed to be someone who is looked up as a agile coach, agile mentor, or practice lead. And expectation is that you are going to support your team members, your peers, your colleagues when it comes to embracing agility. So you will be acting as a leader rather than a boss or manager. Then agile coach, which is quite senior person who might be looking at a bigger system of things rather than supporting one or two teams. Agile coach might be supporting 12 teams, or probably dozen of scrum masters, dozen of product owners, and working with executives or VPs and GMs to bring in agility at different levels. And product owner, product manager, which is this role is predominantly focused on understanding what customers are looking for, what is the right solution in the right market at the right time, and they will be helping teams and team of teams to develop that particular solution. So product owner, product manager might be acting as a voice of customer and supporting team throughout the delivery journey. These are the skills. Predominantly, you will see that whatever you learn is essentially something which is like a tip of iceberg, and there are a lot of things which are beneath. Relationship building, social influence, emotional intelligence, neuroscience techniques, change management, so on and so forth. When we look into the things which are tangible, or probably if you want to build different skills, these are the areas where you might want to focus on. And I'm taking hero journey as an agile coach or someone who is going to work as a senior agile leader. Now, in order to play that role effectively, irrespective of your title, you need to have a fair amount of understanding of different agile frameworks and methodologies. So it will be good, starting point to get familiarized with Scrum, Kanban, Scale Agile framework, and probably PMI Discipline Agile Toolkit per se, which encompasses everything. Then second thing is having better understanding of product management and product ownership. So what kind of things needs to be brought in picture when you are talking about customer co-creation, customer collaboration, how you can create those user journey maps, customer journey maps, and focus on the highest valuable item by applying different prioritization techniques such as widget, credit, shortage, offers. Then agile delivery management. That's where you need to be looking beyond what's there in the frameworks and try to put things together in the context of the organization. So agile planning, reporting, governance, metrics, a few of these areas are predominantly covered in PMI Discipline Agile Toolkit, as well as if you happen to work in a lean enterprise with 100 and 125 team members, Scale Agile framework provide pretty good insights into how to run those, big room planning sessions and other events. Then enterprise agility foundation skills, which are quite crucial for anyone who is going to work across enterprise or portfolio, to understand how to support change, how to ensure people are sticking together while delivering outcome in a highly volatile, ever-changing marketplace. And last but not the least is agile coaching and mentoring techniques. These are the quite skills which are developed over a period of time. But in order to be a successful agile leader, you need to have all these skills in place. Now, how to become a successful agile leader? Let's say you attended this session, or probably you read something somewhere and you wanted to commence your journey. So first and foremost thing is, nothing beats going through formal learning pathways or trainings or courses. I'm a big fan of that because it helps you to accelerate your learning journey. So in those 2 day, 3 day training session, you will understand core concepts. You will know what's there in the Bible, what is the source of truth, and then after that, find someone as a mentor. Quite often, people with whom I have interacted, and those who have done training through Agility Academy or even at my different workplaces, I offer mentorship. So post training, reach out to someone who is agile expert, learn from that person rather than restricting yourself by what you have learned through by reading books or blogs. Network with different people, attend various conferences, shadow existing agile practitioner, help them guide you throughout the journey. And then it's a continuous learning journey when you are trying to read books, watch videos, listen to podcasts, attend webinars or live events like this to keep yourself upskilled. So these are the things which you need to keep doing in order to become a lifelong learner, as an agile leader. Now, there are a few learning opportunities which I would love to share with you. Agility Academy has got this Discipline Agile Senior Scrum Master course, which is coming at the start of next year in Jan, and it is there in the Feb as well. You can scan this QR code and probably find, by scanning that, you can find additional details. If you have got any questions, you can reach out to me. This is perfectly suitable for anyone who has got, I will say, zero to none, or probably 1 year of just agile experience or no experience at all. This course will help you understand fundamentals of agile and lean. This is a 2 day course. It will help you to understand different techniques from frameworks such as Scrum, Kanban, Safe. uh, it will help you to lead agile teams successfully and give really good foundation when while starting your journey. Now, if you are already CSM or you have worked in agile teams for a couple of years, or you are already Scrum Master, you want to take next step, I will suggest, rather than doing the Discipline Agile Scrum Master course, do this Senior Scrum Master course, wherein you will be looking into more advanced techniques. Understanding the foundation for this course is that you should be CSM, PSM, or at least working as a Scrum Master or Agile team member for 2 to 3 years. So basics of Lean Agile are already known. Here you'll be looking beyond what's required. So emotional intelligence, how to effectively do conflict management, how to coordinate work across multiple teams, how to do agile planning, reporting, what kind of metrics needs to be in place, and how you can use different tactical scaling factors in a complex situation to bring in agility while delivering outcome. And this course is also a prerequisite course if you want to explore advanced courses such as Discipline Agile Coach and Discipline Agile Value Stream Consultant from PMI. So Discipline Agile Senior Scrum Master course is happening in a couple of weeks' time on 18th and 19th of December, and then there's another batch on 8th and 9th of Jan, which is over weekend. So feel free to go and register on Agility Academy for that course. If you are already seasoned agile professional and now you have reached a stage where you want to explore more things with regard to neuroscience, organizational change, and then psychology, and you want to coach senior leaders, you want to bring in agility at an enterprise level as a senior agile coach, or in fact enterprise coach, then you might want to consider this course, which is Certified Change Consultant from Enterprise Agility University. This is happening again towards the end of Jan and end of Feb. It's a quite advanced course. You will find various things which are quite niche. Uh, Typically focuses on understanding different communication strategies when applying changes, what kind of mental agility models you can come up with, what kind of micro habits you need to consider. You will also learn, if you want to align traditional companies and leadership into new ways of working, what model you can use. So Boy's model is quite important model which is presented in this Enterprise Agility Foundation course, which will help you to link behaviors with the objectives and objectives with the impact, and then come up with a strategy to make it sustainable. So there are several things with regard to social, structural, mental outcome agility, which you will learn in this particular session. So feel free to scan those QR codes which are here. if you want further details, I know we have gone through a lot of details in this 30 minutes, last 30 minutes, a lot of things to be digest. Fortunately, this session is recorded, so you can play back, do replay, or if you want to reach out to me, these are my details. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can WhatsApp me on the number which is mentioned here, or simply you can visit website and then drop query. I'll be more than happy to help you, support you in your agile journey. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. See you next time. Cheers. Bye.